welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner related videos with the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I do load a new video. If you could also comment, like, and share this video, that would be amazing. So I am doing my monthly recap of both, well, of just a recap, as well as going over my online side income for the month of May. I did create this printable. It is in my shop, and I will link that below. And I do have a free printable for tracking online side income. However, it isn't as detailed as this one. This one actually took a little bit of time to create, so I thought I'd test out the waters, see if anyone will be interested, and put it as a printable in my shop. So again, go ahead and check it out. Although again, the free one that's on my blog, again linked below, has the functionality of it, just not as much detail. And also I created this. I don't have this up yet. I don't know if anyone would be interested. I could put this as a free printable on my blog if you are interested. Just let me know in the comments below. But because I do have savings, I thought it'd be fun just to go ahead and track this. Now on the in my shop, there's actually two versions of this. This is the version that I'm using today because it's sized to fit in a classic happy planner, which I made my own DIY budget planner in the classic size, so this will fit perfectly. Although there is one that is a little bigger that just fits the full 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, which could also fit an A4, which I believe people internationally can use, because there's nothing inherently here that is US based, although I guess if you are international, I don't know that your dollar sign is the same thing, but yeah. So if it's a 8.5 by 11 just letter size copy paper, or it fits an A4, which is a little taller but a little narrower. And so I'm going to actually cut this down and then we'll get started. And I believe a classic page is 9.25 tall by 7 inches wide. So that's what I'm going to cut this down to. I didn't look that up, so we will see how that goes. And then 9.25. For some reason, I don't feel like my lines aren't straight. So 7 that way, 9.25 that way. And then I use my punch. Now, if you are going to be doing something like this, where you're going to be using printables, I would definitely recommend investing in one of these punches, because you can do the single punch method, but that's just a lot of work. So this one is just easy peasy. I'm gonna put this out of the way. All right, so we are looking at doing a recap for May, and as I mentioned, this is my DIY budget planner that I've used components of an Erin Condren, Happy Planner, some dividers, and now my own printables. So let's start this. This is for May 2019, and when I did this, I put quite a bit of spaces up here, just because you might have a lot of different side incomes. I have a lot of moving parts None of them are really generating income right now, but you know, I'm going to be eternally optimistic when it comes to this. Etsy, YouTube, blog, and Amazon affiliate. Okay, so for the total income that I made for May, that came out to $49.63, and I will show you how I came to that number because I actually worked the math out first. I've learned the hard way that don't just do it live because then I get super frustrated and I will cry. And that's not fun for any of us. YouTube, I am not monetized, so that was $0. Blog, I think I've made like $1, but in order for them to pay it out, that you have to make at least $100. So that was a $0. And then for Amazon affiliate, that was a $0 as well. So my total income from my side hustles is $49.63. And then we'll actually do the expenses in a bit just because I want to work on this first. So I made 2 sales in May. So I didn't make the first one until past the half of the month, and that was $20.28. And the source of that was from Etsy. Now you can, you know, make your own codes for whatever. Hopefully you don't have a lot of the same online income streams that have the same first letter, because then otherwise you'd want to make some sort of chart for yourself. But that's how I'm going to do it. And then towards the end of the month, I made another sale of $29.34, and that was also from Etsy. And that's how I came up to $49.63, and I guess I should have a total. Let's just put that here. $49.63, and this is just information that I took right from my bank account, because this online side income monthly tracker all hits the same bank. So my Amazon affiliate, if and whenever I make that, it's tied to this bank. So is my blog, and YouTube, in the event that I become monetized, it will be tied to this bank as well, just so that it's the easiest for me to track ins and outs. Then for detailed expenses, on the 2nd, I had a listing fee of 20 cents, and that was from Etsy. And I don't know what that category would be. I mean, because it truly is a fee, so I guess fee? Because some of the things I'm going to be detailing here, because I'm going to do basically an accounting of the account, is not a business expense, so I will be factoring it out. The only receipt that I have is on Etsy. Well, and then the bank, because I'm thinking for tax purposes, I can use this to make sure that I have a log of it somewhere, and so I guess the log is on Etsy. And then on the 6th, I had $123.53, and that was a debt snowball payment, and so that was personal. On 5/6, there was $523, and that was my QuickBooks, and that's web services. And that's how it categorizes it itself in the QuickBooks app that I'm paying for. There's a lot going on 5/6. there was $16, and that was shipping. And that was shipping for my giveaway winners, and so I'm considering that advertising. And then on 5/8, $8, and that was shipping, but that was Happy Mail, and so that is personal. And the reason why I do all of my shipping from this account, because this is the account that's tied to my USPS account. So instead of having multiple accounts that I have to keep track of, it's just easier for me to do this. And then on 5/10, paid $12.95, and that was for Canva, and that is the online design program that I use. They do have a free version, but I find that there's just a lot more availability of pictures and frames and just things with the paid version. So, and I use that for all of my thumbnails. I use that for my blog. I mean, I basically use that anywhere I'm loading a picture, unless I'm just doing just a shot of my spread. And that, I'll need to look up the rules for receipts, because I mean, it is on my bank statement. I think I even get an email for it. I'm not 100% sure, but if I were ever audited, I'd want to know what it is that I would need to bring to that, although I don't know why I would. Such small potatoes. So if I'm adding up only those things that are actual business expenses, then the total of that comes out to $34.38. And so for fee, we had 20 cents. Web services was $5.23. And advertising $28.95. So hopefully that math comes out. 34.38. And then just so I know, personal expenses, 123.53 and $8. Oh, plus 8, 131.53. Now, again, I'll need to look up what the rules are, but I mean, this is my account, so if I pay personal expenses for that, that's fine. I believe, well, no, it makes sense that I need to factor that out when I'm considering what I'm counting towards business income and business expenses to try to figure out what my profit was for the month versus, again, for tax purposes, because, you know, it's only May and taxes won't come up till next year, but I still need to figure that out. So yeah. So my gross income, one, is $49.63. My total expenses or business expenses was $34.38. And so for this month, minus $34.38 is $15.25. Not a lot of money. But it is more money than I would have had I not been doing all this. Now, I see the irony, because I could actually just get a part-time job, work a lot less, make a lot more, but these are all things that I truly enjoy doing, so I don't know. it makes sense to me to keep doing this. Now down here, what I've done is I want to know what my potential tax outlay might be. So I'm going to put the total of, oh no, I already messed that up. The total of number 1. So I'm just going to take my income, the total income stream, and I'm going to times that by 20%. That comes out to $9.93. Now, I did not include it here because I have not factored that out yet. I think I will see, because like I said, I have the Intuit app, and so it looks at all my expenses, and on there it also gives me opportunity to say what's personal, what's business related, and whatever. So on my app, it says that as of right now, based on the money that's coming in and the money that's going out, and as I've been doing this for, we're coming on 2 years now, the money that goes out seems to be infinitely more than the money that's coming in. Not this month, so that's good, but in general, that's how that seems to happen. So based on my expenses versus my income, it's saying that I'm not having anything due. But I do want to keep track of this because I may need to shore away some money for the end of the year, because you are supposed to file taxes for business income, I believe even if it's 0, 4 times a year. But again, I'll need to look in that. Now, I'm not a tax expert. I need you guys to know that. So even on here, if you do have, financial or business or tax questions, you really should consult with, a professional in that field. This is just a way for me to keep track of it here on paper, that it's easy for me to see, because my app, I'm pretty sure I could funnel it down on a monthly basis, but it's just a cumulative. So it's just an ins and outs. And so if I really want to see where I am on a monthly basis, this I think will just give me the best shot of that. And I was actually able to figure out what my starting balance was. So for May, I started out, and I don't know that I'll write this on here, but I mentioned in the last online income video that I had that I didn't know what I had. So I started out with $109.53, and then when you add in the income that I made minus the expenses that I had, minus these personal ones, that's already all factored out, then I ended May with $124.78. And this is going to help me so that starting June 1st, that's what I'm carrying over, because I already have expenses in June, I've already had expenses in June, so this number is different. I made quite a bit of sales in April, and that's why I was able to make that large debt payment there. That's why I thought it was justified, because I did make quite a bit of sales. This month, I still think I'll be able to throw some money at some debt, some extra debt payments. But yeah, that's why I'm just trying to figure out things, because I've just been flying by the seat of my pants. I haven't been really doing anything organized. So I'm hoping, all right, so I have where I started there, where I ended, where I'll be starting for June, and that'll give me a better chance of being more organized with this in the upcoming months, because I'm hoping as I ramp up listings, as I'm working on my blog and my Amazon, my YouTube, all of these will start generating more income, and I want to be able to have a system that will give me the best shot at being as organized as I can be at the end of the year, because especially with taxes, none of these things take out taxes. Taxes are your responsibility. So especially if these things start becoming factors, I want to make sure that I have money so that I don't get sidelined with extra debt payments in 2020, because that would be no bueno. So personal expenses, $131.53, and then business expenses. And again, I don't know how you guys will be tracking this or if you'll even be using that, but it helps me so that when I'm looking this again next month, I'll know what it is that I was doing. All right, so apparently this is going to be a very long video because that took a little bit longer than I thought it would. So let's see if we can zip through this budget review. And again, I have not set up my June 1 yet, and I think I will change the configuration because when I did this video, I kind of already went over a recap of sorts. So this part should be quite easy, and I don't know that I'll put in the expected because we've already talked about that. Although we didn't talk about any of the online incomes. So actual for that paycheck was $41.36. Actual for this paycheck, the 20th, was $470.74. And the actual, I'm actually going to put the profit. I'm not going to put the gross income because then that's going to skew the fact that I had expensive. If I just put the net income, so my business gross minus the expenses, then that really gives me a true total because I've already done the math here. It doesn't make sense to list all the expenses again. So my Etsy income was $15.25. Online and miscellaneous, there was just nothing else that came in. So, and I really hope you guys are in frame. Nope, 41.36 plus 470.74. No. And plus 15.25. 527.35. So cash envelopes actually was 200, and again we talked about the last time. And our sinking funds, we put 151.23. I had a snowball of 109.81. Savings, I had some savings, but that was from cash envelopes that I didn't track forward the excess. I'm not going to put that right now because I don't know if that's going to mess up my numbers, because it was money that I'd already taken out from May. So it was April 20th. See, and that's why I don't do things without writing them down first. So April 20th, I took out $200 to help me pay for May. And from that May cash envelopes, I had some excess. Of $60. Yeah, because I didn't use this one at all, and I put an extra 20. But do I account for it here? Because it didn't come out of this. I guess that's what's it's throwing me off. It doesn't come out of this, so why would it come out of here? Yeah. We did have an unbudgeted. Now I'm all verklempt because, see, I could edit this out or I could just not load this, but I mean, if you are struggling with your own budget, just believe me, you're not alone in this because it just, Sometimes it escapes me. A lot of times it escapes me, especially if I have something there and I figure I need to put something there, but I mean, do I? Because no savings came out of this, so yeah. So 3106. So let's see. 200 plus 151, 23 plus 109.81 plus 3106 is 492, and that's what we came out there. So 527.35 minus 492.10. 427.35 minus 492.10 is 35.25. And as I mentioned in this video, I don't, because that's the 15.25 plus the 20. But I don't know where that is. Because I mean, I know where the 15.25 is. I can make a payment to Debt Snowball. I can keep it in my business. So I suppose I'll need to track the 15.25, but I still don't know where that $20 is. We're not going to make an extra debt payment. We're just going to leave that as is. We're not going to do anything for savings. We're going to account for, we'll just keep that in our business account. And I'm sorry guys, I feel so frustrated right now because I don't understand. Because I know how much I have in the bank or the various banks, and I'm not $20 off. So somewhere my math is weird. Because I know I took that out, I know I took that out, I know I paid that, and I know I paid that. So that truly is my expenses. So frustrating. 200 plus 151, 23 plus 109, 81 plus 3106 plus 1525 equals 507. So we are not a zero-based budget because I cannot figure out where that $20 is. So May expenses, 507.35, again, $20. And we knew that because it says it right there. So I will need to do an audit, I suppose. Because, I mean, on one hand, I really want to know where my money is. But on the other hand, I don't know how many hours that's going to be. And you're thinking, well, yeah, there's a point, especially when I'm at work. I mean, so if I'm at work and I'm looking for 5 cents and I need to balance, especially because I deal with federal funds, I need to the 5 cents. But in just accounting in general, there is a threshold where it's negligent. I mean, because how much time are you going to put in looking for that $20? Now, I'm going to put some time looking for that $20, but there's going to come a point where I'm just going to be like, no, it's costing me more money to look for the 20 than just to, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's just finish this video. So for savings, and I was going to take that one out and just got all into my frustration. So we ended April with 276.36. On the 5th, $25 automatically comes out. And on the 20th, so this is the Discover debit, or no, the Discover savings account that I have, that every paycheck, $25 goes automatically in. And then on the 31st, two different things rolled in. With my sinking funds, that is on a Discover debit card, and that one I get cash back for every time I use it, and so that earned 77 cents in cash back, and then in interest I made 55 cents. So 276.36 plus 25 plus 25 plus 77 plus 55 is 327.68. So we're doing rather well for not really doing anything, because I don't really feel that. And then we ended April in our emergency fund with $471. And all right, 471. And then I actually took $50 out of that for gifts. 471 minus 50 equals 421. But there is $500 in emergency funds in my bank. So 500 minus 421 equals 79. Okay, and we had $60. We had oh my God. We had $60. We did not use this here. We saved that for savings. I have that money. So that's 50, because this is going to be for gifts. I had the 50, so that's why it's there. This is money from this month, so that doesn't count. So that's truly 50. So that's 421. And we are at 500. So we added 60. That's 481. Because then that kind of gives us me idea of this 20, but then we're $1 off. I mean, I guess $1 is better than 20, but still, guys, what is going on? Okay, so let's just say we did the 50, we added, no, we're going to end at 500. $421. Is that right? 471 minus 50 plus 79 equals 500. So 60 in cash envelope money. And then 20 from there, but then where's the dollar? Because I mean, I know what I have, just don't know why the numbers don't get me there. But yeah, it seems like $1 is more manageable than 20, and we're just gonna go with it. We're not even gonna look for it anymore, because there's so much still I need to do today. But yeah. So in total savings for this year, And I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually quite impressed. I don't plan on using, well, I actually don't plan on using any of this, but if you had told me in January that I would have nearly $1,000 saved by June, I would have told you you are crazy cuckoo, because where would that money come from? But clearly that money can come from somewhere, because that is not a small chunk of change. I mean, for some people, that's their rent payment. So while the math completely infuriates me sometimes, just because I should be better at this, small wins. Okay, so we had a little bit of a profit in our side hustle. That's good. I do need to just be more, I need to be better at listing things in my shop. I need to just ramp up all of the different things. And again, I've talked about this. Sometimes I think I might be spreading myself too thin. I don't know which one to cut, because I enjoy it all and it all kind of ties in together. And then I think we'll actually revisit this savings thing, just because this is probably already 30 minutes long. It was never intended to be that long, but we'll do that next month, and we'll see where we are, because we actually do have a savings goal for June, so maybe we can bump these numbers up even more. All right, guys, I hope you got something out of this. I am so sorry for the frustration. When the math doesn't work out, when I think I have everything under control, I think that's where I kind of lose it, because I have control issues, if you haven't noticed. But go ahead and check out my shop if you are interested in this printable. I will link the DIY tutorial of how I made this. Guys, if you have any questions or anything, please let me know down below. If you've been following me along and you figured out where the math is, cool, please let me know, because it is bugging me just a lot of it. And as always, guys, aloha.